Howdy, everybody, and welcome back to the archives. My name is Austin, and we're going to be playing some more Super Robot Wars R today. Uh, Hopefully, that won't happen a lot. I think I might be getting sick. I'm feeling under the weather. But what better to cheer me up than giant robots smacking each other? We just finished with the Mazinger intro scenario last time, and today we're going to be getting a lot of new Gundam pilots. Before we get there, let's take a look at what I did in the meantime. I put all of our points into the getter again. I gave us 2 points of armor, 1 point of HP. I think we did 1 weapon. Let's see. I don't remember now. No, I did not do 1 point of weapons. We also put some parts on. I put the booster on the Daitarn, so that gives him 1 extra movement. I gave both the energy parts to the Mazinger. It gives it 50 more energy and a 10% reduced energy cost. I think the biggest returns are going to be on the Mazinger because it has such ginormous numbers. What else? I put the hit correction on the Taurus. She's not going to combat often, but anybody else we're using either has parts already or has not failed to land hits. So putting it on Amuro is kind of pointless. The Leopard has largely been cleaning things up, and he's not really had the need for it. I can't think of a time where he's had any accuracy issues, but I'm going to check in this mission. This is one of the reasons why I was inspired to make the documents that I did. There's too many pieces of data, I think, that you're making decisions into uninformed, and I don't like that. The amount of potential wasted stat points by putting parts onto units is very high. You could be wasting 20 to 30 points of ability or accuracy or what have you. That you're already getting a 0% chance to get hit, and then you also put 30 more points on top of that. There's no point to that. I'm not quite figured out. I can't tell you definitively what each one is right now, but I roughly know how the numbers work. Every point of damage related stat, so melee, ranged, or defense, is a change of 0.5%, and every accuracy related stat is a change of 0.7%. So do with that information as you, and I guess I will. Let's go through our team. We are definitely taking the getter, the main character. I do wish a little bit that there was a pre-made selection that you had already decided, you had already pulled for you which ones you were going to take. We also have a small pool again, just because there's a lot of units we're going to be gaining this scenario. I'm taking the Airmaster with. I actually don't probably think we actually need the Taurus. I keep thinking I need to bring it, but it doesn't have any of the support capabilities in later games that it gets. So it's really just for the SB, and that's fine. But our boss, we have 2 bosses in a similar situation as last scenario, where one of them is going to retreat. The first one is going to retreat, and the second one isn't. And I do care a little bit more about the first one, but I think we'll be fine. We do have the Nadeshko, so we will have Daunt on her. I think I'm a little more tempted to take the Leopard with as our last unit. We're probably not going to be using the Daitarn at all. There's too many super robots to train. Yeah, let's do the Leopard. Hopefully y'all remember these from scenario 3? Yeah, scenario 3. These are the Zambot enemies. But we also finally get the Zambot also as a unit. It's another one of the super robots, tanky, defensive. It has a little bit lower stats than some of the other ones we've talked about, but it's certainly not on the lowest side of things. But it also comes with 3 different pilots. This one does not transform, though. In some games, you can separate it and combine it into the smaller robots that make it up, but not this one. It's just one unit that has 3 pilots, which is still very good. All of the things I said about the getter apply here, too, in terms of pilots. We have a lot of very relevant abilities. We also have a wide variety of attacks. We have, 3,500 is, I think, the second highest printed base value we have seen Except the other exception being the X's satellite cannons. That's what it was. I couldn't think of the word. I was thinking like railgun, but that's definitely not it. But this is also why I don't like the. This is again like just another reason why I'm pointing at the screen, gesturing very vehemently. Why I don't care for the satellite cannon, because this is every turn if we want it. Admittedly, we have to like spend 50 energy for it, so we're only going to get 3 of these off without being empty. But there are ways to account for that. There are propellant tanks. There are resuppliers, but we just can't do anything to advance the satellite cannon count. So we're definitely going to be, the Zambot's going to be putting in some work. It probably is also not going to be our other super robot of choice. You don't have to only have 2. We might have more than 2. I just tend to like at least 2. They tend to be our boss killers later in the game, and just being able to apply a lot of damage from 1 attacking, 1 support attacking, and then a 3rd attack is pretty invaluable. Though our main character is also going to get to fill that role a little bit. I would be taking the Zambot more if we had the Daitarn 3 with us instead of like the Getter, because they do have a combo attack. They're not from the same series, but they're both from the same director. I mean, it's the same person that made Gundam too. But they tend to get paired a lot. They get paired in Super Robot Wars because they have very similar design philosophies. Okay, on turn 2 we have an important event. We're gonna get a Gundam on turn 2, and it's going to land next to, is the Fredan or the Nadeshiko? Next to the Fredan. So we also want to get the Fredan as far into the action as possible. Okay. Who's moving turn 1? Ooh, okay. No, the Garuchaks are not moving turn 1. But this pod and the pod on the other side are going to move turn 1. I do kind of want to draw them down a little bit. Alright, let's... Oh, right, yeah, I forgot that one of these 3 has scan also. I don't want to use scan. No, we can use scan on her. Hitting 90 means we get 2 instances of fortune. Blessing? I don't remember which one it is. That's bad. That's shame on me. Hold on. I can look it up while we're talking. I was thinking I don't want to use it, so if we restore her SP, then we would be like wasting the potential for it. But that's not true. If we're gonna restore it in a chunk of 10. So we can go down to 80. We can do 8 scans if we want. And if she levels up in the middle of the scenario, that won't matter because you get max SP. You don't get both usable SP and max SP. Like, should we get that next scenario? So, well, that we do want to get them at least 1 level. Even we're not going to use them a ton, just like if they get force deployed or if we like have an open slot, being able to get 2 free shots of money is good. Okay. The base version is Fortune, and the one you can give to people is obviously not next to it on my list. Bless. Okay, cool. Maybe I was switching them. Okay. But yeah, so we can get 2 shots of Bless as long as we get 1 level on these 2. So, oh yeah, we were here because we were going to scan. The Gruchak have a range of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically, every enemy unit has a range of 5. It's just finding out whether they have more or if they're like one of the few exceptions. While it would be nice to like be able to like look at everyone's, you also only have to scan 1 of each enemy type. They're always going to have exactly the same situation. Also, are these? Am I just now seeing that these are basically the same enemy? They are basically, they're almost practically the same. It does a little bit less damage. It's probably got stats other places. Yeah, okay, these guys have a range of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so as long as we're out of that range. And they've got a post movement of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we can take a step back. 2, 3. We're going to be out of range of all of them. I don't think we're going to get anything. I think this is what I complained about. I know I complained about it. I think it was in scenario 4, where just the first turn is pretty much always just like getting everyone into position or getting everyone close for this game. If you were better than me, which I don't think will be hard, you could theoretically know exactly like how far everything needs to be. But I tend to play a little bit more reactive, so getting everyone into exactly the perfect position on turn 1 is not as relevant to me. Leopard's just going to limp along. We can cross over. This does not actually have forest in here, so these are going to be easier to move through. This game does have like movement terrain penalties if you are not used to it. As a general rule, things tend to cost 2 of your movement to go through if there's like trees or forests or buildings there. The big exception being mountains. Mountains cost 3. We'll show off the Zambot a little bit. We've already seen these enemies before, so... Oop. There's always got to be one chug. This one's long, though. Okay, there we go. It's probably... That never happens whenever I'm playing on my own. It's probably just because I have OBS open. We got no better options. Yeah, we'll use the energy ones. They cost so little. There's so little to talk about at this point because we're just sort of like, again, getting in position. We also don't have a lot to talk about in terms of like the units very much yet, just because this is the first of like the new generation. Hold on. Yeah. There we go. We have the Gundam Wing. Yeah, it always shows up to the right of the Fredan. I knew it was one of our battleships, I couldn't remember which one. Unfortunately, I think it's bad. I think it's bad in this game. I think it's one of the worst units that there is here. It just has... Look at how miserable its 2 post-movement options are. It has to be in close range with melee. Hero, famous for being great, not with guns, but with swords. And just a really, like, the pretty standard, like, post-movement Vulcan that most Gundam pilots have. But he doesn't have the other, like, post-movement beam rifle, because instead we have the giant buster rifles. But they got a long range. It's I would like just, like, maybe 400 points more power on them if we were going to have to, like, park them in place and then head to attack. This game doesn't even have, like, just hitting away does not exist in this game. So we also can't, like, use that for repositioning purposes. He just has potential and blocking. We do have, like, slightly decent armor. I would say 1,000 is, like, not bad. 1,200 is usually the threshold where I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, no, we're tanking. And we could get up there if we wanted to. He's definitely more defensive than he is dodging. But that's a little bit of a death sentence for a lot of Gundam pilots, or Gundam units, because their stats are just, like, not designed around that. I mean, I'm comparing him against, like, I think one of the more defensive pilots we have, but yeah. Yeah, the difference is pretty stark. We're like... Okay, actually, I'm sorry. That's not a fair comparison. We're like we are 10 points of defense difference and like 600 points of armor difference. That being said, the wing does have a special ability. It's a unique ability, which is the zero system. Once we hit a morale threshold, it's probably 130. Hero will gain what is effectively 5 levels worth of stats every time it turns on. He doesn't get to keep them just for the duration of that mission. He'll get plus 5 to all of his stats. So that is potentially a big help. But I think I would be more interested. Oh, is this not forest? That is not forest. That's nice. That's it's just woods, so it doesn't cost any movement. I think I would be more impressed with the stats that Hero gained if he just got to use them more. But I am going to try and use him for this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll park ourselves on this building. But yeah, I would be more impressed if he could use his stats more often, but I will try him. I know he is very popular. I know sacrilege. Maybe I'm going to lose the majority of the viewers I have by saying this, but I think that Gundam Wing is not one of the better Gundams. And I was I was at like the right time for it. I grew up watching it. It came on, I don't remember the name of the channel off the top of my head. It's the one everyone knows what it is. It's just the name is escaping me. But I was never that impressed with it. What was effectively the creature, that's not the screen we wanted. We wanted the screen. 38 kills, great. Effectively like the creature of the week kind of mentality, but around missions just felt so disjointed to me, as opposed to the other related series where I was like, no, I get behind that justification for this. I'm super down. But we'll talk about them more in a minute. We do want to put a little pressure on in terms of like getting far. Actually, let's send the guy even farther. Our boss, irrespective to how much damage we do to him, will retreat by on turn 5 if we don't get to him. I don't want to be like self-sabotaging about it, but we do want to hurry a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can go. Can we get there with a 1? No, we are 1 space away. Okay, that's fine. Oh, we can't actually attack anybody there. It's pretty well a waste of a turn then. Let's try and get these Tracets down. I guess they're also kind of like the Grandimes and the Nibble Guns. There's there's not a ton of like definition between these units either. I said this was my favorite. I feel obliged to say that just I know like the most about it, but I've really been enjoying the complete box, and like the original just 2 and just 3 really have like such distinct values between so many of those units. Like there's really personality to them. Where I guess like this is different. The Tracet is different than the others around it, but like every game or every series gets like what is roughly the same type of thing. There's the like close range attacker, there's the medium range attacker, there's the long range attacker, the slightly more defensive one, the slightly more dodgy one. I guess I don't feel like I have to plan around the unit so much as the scenario as a whole. And like that's fine. There's like definitely gonna be different types of these games. But I think I'm more interested because of how the mechanics shake out, where a lot of things are sort of fuzzy and imprecise. I think I like planning around the units themselves more as I can look at them on the battlefield than like the scenario as a whole. Just because like how do you account for somebody who don't know is going to show? There's a lot of beginner's traps in this game in particular, where you'll be told this is the objective you need to complete, and then once you complete it, your objective just fully changes, so people might be like super out of position. There's 2 that are pretty egregious. We'll talk about it when we get to those. Okay, Fiona now has 39 kills. I'm gonna try to remember to not get a kill with her during enemy phase, so I can just like deliberately show this off. But we're gonna look at like the single most facilitative piece of data that got this project started. We can also be turning up. Animation's off at this point. Just shy of 2. We can probably afford to give Wits a point of weapons. I don't think it's going to break the bank for us. Okay. Does Fa have flash yet? She does. Oh. They seldom go after the healer. Maybe we do that post moving the Xanthoth Ray. What was this press at? Oh, that one's at full. Okay. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna do... That seems less fine though. I feel like it's gonna put her more out of position. Alright, we're gonna camp. We're gonna sit right here. Gimme does not have... Oh no, this is Cappy. Does not have support defense, so that's fine. Is it Cappy? Maybe it's Cappy. I've not watched Xanthoth 3. I've not watched a lot of these. I just, like, know through osmosis and, like, through trying to do research around it. To, like, get official translations for, like, moves and names of units and characters. Like, I generally know a lot of what's happening, but... Someday I'll go through and watch them all. Oh, even better. Please keep attacking the unit that we have the most upgrades on. I wonder... Yeah, one of the two things that I don't feel confident about is targeting priority. The other one is when the defensive skills activate. Like specifically blocking. But I cannot fathom why they saw the Getter as a better target. Maybe they prioritize accuracy first? It's all speculation. I think that they did have 100 hit. But they probably had 100 hit on the Xantbot, and surely that... Yeah, surely that would have been more damaging. Maybe they go easy on you on... maybe they go easy on you for the units you get in that scenario. That would be silly, but could be. Oh, this is the excellence? Okay. We're gonna dodge this. Great. This one we can hit, because we're not gonna kill it. This is exactly what we want to have happen. Something I should be better about is knowing when when we get crucial parts, like getting into the next upgrade for the defensive parts would make a big deal for the Getter. He's like, we're hurting a little bit right now. I don't want to have to like super rely on healing units to make him as sustainable as I thought he was going to be. Okay, we can cover that with the leopard. I'm trying to like push us far ahead this turn. I'm trying to think about like the only legal attacks that some of these units have. That's also the only thing that the wing can hit. Maybe we can try and get Hero to finish one of these off. So like, okay, Hero can reach here. So if we can get that lower, that's relevant. Maybe we'll have the Valkyrie attack there. Okay. I don't hate that. We can get the Mazinger to soften this up. Who needs the healing? Does anyone have... Okay, we'll let the Getter take some more punishment. we do want to take to this guys. They sort of have us cut off, yeah. We can just fade this whole attack. Yeah, we can toss, well, actually, let's do this now regardless, because we're going to want both of these on if we're going to be close to the boss. So we're turning on both Flash and Persist. It's sort of like the Dream Team combo. I believe Flash activates first, yeah. Flash will prevent us from taking the next amount of damage, and then Persist will have us take 10 damage on enemy phase. It's just a way that we're able to both attack and then also be counter-attacked safely. I think let's make the Leopard's attack now, because there's nothing else he's going to be able to do. And it's really misrepresenting what the rest of these units in the back can accomplish. What are we sitting at here? Oh man, everything's so healthy. So here's the deal. We only need to get the Bandok by turn 5. The rest of these will stay around, so that's actually not that big of a deal. If we slow roll them a little bit. We'll toss a Persist on. It's probably a little irrelevant, but I don't think the Messenger's going to see a tremendous amount of combat. I don't mind if they go after Amuro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I guess we're going to commit with the Getter then. What's the Bandok's HP? 60,000? 60,000. 6,000. If it gets to 60,000, that's where we're going to start seeing some spooky stuff. We got Beam Coating and a Minovsky Craft, so it can't heal itself. The Beam Coating's important to try and remember. I always forget about, like, eye fields and beam reduction effects. I'm always so bad at it. I think that's fine. Then Wits can finish them off, and he can be in roughly the same position on the other side of those two Garuchaks. That's not the unit. Yeah, the Garuchaks. I'd rather have Wits get the kill, though. So... maybe we go one step down to give us the 1900? I think so. Oh, and we're actually... oh, hold on. We have some... I forgot we got access to support attacks at this point, so let's do something with that. Amuro doesn't have any... the Zambok can also get one off of Fiona. Maybe it's not a waste. Okay, let's try here. Let's see if we can finish this off with this. No, we're not going to. It's okay. Yeah. That does mean... oh, hold on. Can the Fredan get this? No, we are just shy. And Yuriko doesn't have any post move. Yeah, but Yuriko does not have any post movement attacks. Okay, that's fine. I think let's send them forward now. I'm going to have the Fredan go this direction so he can help with the second phase. We could have the Wing take this one. That's fine. We'll have the Wing take this one. We've not actually seen the Wing Zero yet, so... I'm really disappointed that we didn't get the bird mode for the Wing Zero. It would have been a cool way to, like, sneak a little bit of non-canon stuff. Or I guess, yeah, non-canon stuff. I would have liked it. I guess that's, like, more for the SD Gundam games, though. Okay, we can super get that kill. I think we're gonna make that, like, the last thing we do, just so I can, like, be dramatic about it. And we also won. the Zambot to get the support attack off of Fiona first. There we go. Okay. Oh, no, that was level on. I was saying Zambot and healing the Zambot, but that was from Spa. That's a waste. What support attack are we getting off of this? Is probably the... Yeah, that's maybe not the best application of damage. I think it's actually the same either way. No, it is slightly more damage with 1700 than 1600. Okay. Let's go. I gotta make better use of the support attacks in this. I did not use them a lot on my first playthrough, or my first playthroughs of this game. I think a lot of pilots get them late. And there's just, again, there's so much ground to cover that you are less apt to be next to somebody, or you're more apt to be next to someone that's part of your same series. Which does not necessarily mean you're always going to get the support attacks you need. Yeah, that should be fine. Hopefully this kills. He was, what, like 15 points shy? He should definitely have some more... Oh, no, that was considerably worse now. He was probably next to someone that was from his team. Or maybe he crit. No, he must have crit, because there's no way that the Leopard or the Fredan were that close. Those are the only other X-Pilots we had out. Okay. Oh, we were saving that for the main... Well, that works out fine. We were saving that for the main character anyway. Or did we just sandbag it another turn? Because Vega could get that. I think we're going to give it to Vega instead. We'll just sandbag it for another turn. And how often do you get to see him? Like, that's just so excellent. I find it's so funny. Make sure it doesn't kill. Given how slow it takes me to record these, this might be out by 2028. Yeah. That's it. Oh boy, we actually this is enemy phase turn 3. We might not actually make it for the Bandok. That's unfortunate. We really need to put the pedal to the metal next turn, because I believe it's I'm pretty sure it's the beginning of turn 5. I'm pretty sure it retreats. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it won't actually retreat. We'll hope. Maybe I got my notes wrong. This is part of the reason why we wanted the Fredan up here, is so we can like actually be within their range and counterattack. He can take the hits fine. I don't think he's going to see much more combat. Once we get to the second phase, pretty much all of the enemies from the second phase are just like real garbage. They're really designed to just like get your kills boosted with the new pilots and like show up how cool they are. The boss is like not nothing, but like all good JRPGs. Not this is a JRPG, but like all good JRPGs. It's our next boss is going to be the one that turns into a normal enemy later. Don't get me wrong, this is heckin' cool. It's incredible. This is great. I just wish it did a little bit more in any direction. Yeah, well, block that. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, so see, we had the flash last time, and we got the persist activate this time. Okay. He only has energy restore small. Great. So let's get all of our. Oh, actually, we can maybe get some more out of that. Because let's get all of our basic, all of our like forced attacks in, but that range is enough to hit a couple of things here. Okay, so I think this is going to be the leopard's target. What's our... we're one shy. Okay, so we do want to land a kill to get before we start using the main character. Does not have support attack yet, and we can't get Wits over there on the ground, so we're not gonna get support attack. So I guess if he does retreat, if the Bandok does retreat, we are not getting him this game, this playthrough. Let's do XP. Okay, we're gonna have the Zambot attack here. And if it kills, that's fine. And if it doesn't, that's also fine. Ooh. Or, how about... use... Spirit? Is that Spirit? That'd be Yell. That gives us 10 morale. We're not 119, so he also is going to benefit from that one singular kill we need to make. So let's figure out where Vega's going. Okay, do we have anyone? She's going next to these buildings, so we can get Amuro here. Okay, let's also focus on. Technically, Flash would have been better if we're just thinking we're going to dodge this attack, but we might get attacked by a couple of things, so I would rather use Focus to reduce future attacks too. This is our target. That's considerably less hit on us, so... right, this is not the important one. I mean, it fuels, like, the rest of our turns. Okay, now the Zambot can use its better attack. It's going to be kind of wasted on this Tresset, so I guess let's toss it over here. Let's take a look at it. We'll see it. And then this will hopefully get us our Jamil kill for this round. Somewhere up here. No shot this does 5,600. Yeah. I didn't want to waste a Valor. This is not like a crucial thing. And I think the Jamil objective that I'm concerned with is also, like, incorrectly formatted on a lot of the websites. I think we have more time than I'm worried we're gonna have. There's a check once we like, cut to a scenario with him, and I think, in fact, we have that whole scenario to do it, rather than at the beginning of that route split. Yeah, we have the whole route split to do it, not just the beginning of the scenario of that route split. So we can have Hero attack this Garuchak, and that's definitely going to put it in kill range for the main character. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. We also want her to be as close as possible to the Bandok, just so we can make that happen next turn. Okay, so let's... Fiona is at... not on this page. This page. Can you see my mouse? There we go. 39 kills. Common Wisdom is at 50 kills, and then at 100 kills, we're going to get a little blue A, which is our ace bonus. In future games, that gives you a special ability unique to each pilot. In this game, there is no special ability. It just increases your starting morale for a scenario by 5 points. it's good. Like, we do want to get those. We can only get it twice, 50 and then 100 kills. But Common Wisdom also says that increases the amount of funds you get from a kill. But that is not true. I found this and I wanted to write it down. That's what started this whole project up. As I started digging into that, I started finding other inconsistencies. So we're supposed to get 1,900 funds based on this number up here. Let's see if I can get this number up here. We're supposed to get 1,900 funds when we kill this enemy. I also might be doing this one step too early. I don't know if it does it on our 40th or after our 40th. We're gonna see. Okay, it's we now have 40. It'll do it for our next one. Okay. Just everything I just said, hold on to it and remember it for next turn. How close is that Tracid? That Tracid's like actually decently close. We can get... that's fine. We can have the Methus can heal here. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can let Wits finish this one off. And we want to get Methus closer to the actions. We're going to leave her a step up. Okay. Do the buildings? The buildings offer just the slightest of benefits, but we'll take 5%. Do we have multiple shots of Valor? We didn't bring the Taurus, though. Do we have... We do not actually have any SP restoring. Okay. So we do want to use that a little more sparingly. Okay. We're just going to set up the Flash Persist again. And then we'll save the Valor for when we need to cross its retreat threshold. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Unfortunately, we can't counterattack, but if it doesn't retreat, we like super have it this turn. If not, we were one turn shy. Yeah, that's fine. We probably could have pushed a little bit more there rather than getting the generic kills. Like, we were probably a lot closer than I was counting for. We should have planned around doing the boss first. Let me make sure I have that correctly noted. What unit number is that? I have that listed as unit number 4. Yeah, unit 4 retreats. Yeah, great. We are getting all 5 of the G Gundam pilots now. G Gundam was my choice over Gundam Wing, which is maybe sacrilege for a lot of people, but it's my truth, and I still love it. I definitely was like also doing my activities at the right time. I was taking martial arts lessons as this show was coming out, so I was just like super excited that these robots are using karate. Alright, let's start with Saisaichi. We're not going to talk about all these too long because we're going to hopefully see them throughout the course of the playthrough, but Saisaichi and the Dragon Gundam are like just good. There's nothing like particularly stand out about them. Like no phenomenal thing. Like he does have fortune, which is like going to give us some extra money, so good. But like otherwise, there's not like any like uniquely huge defining characteristics. We just have like all of our attacks are post movement, which is good. A decent range, somewhat dodgy. We can fix that up in giving him some upgrades. But just like all around a unit that like kind of does what we want it to do. Chibity is the same. Chibity and the Gundam Maxter. It's a little bit, it's like skewed a little bit more defensive, but not so much so that it's like trying. It has not diluted its dodgy identity quite so much as to prevent it from being more based on dodging, and then if it does take a hit, it can survive one extra hit, is sort of like how I think about it. Again, like a good pool of ranged options. It's a little unfortunate that he's lacking a 1 to 5 option on post movement, but that's still fine. But we're also not seeing the like totality of these units yet, which is also why we're like not talking about them in like full, like why I'm going through this pretty quickly. The Gundam Rose was the first one that I used during my first playthrough because I saw this this map attack is colossal, and you can position it, which is incredible. And George also has Bless, so we can give money to people again. Just a very rich group this is. I also don't think either of Domon's two Gundams, the Shining Gundam or the God Gundam, are particularly good. It's a shame that like the two main characters of the like 2000s Gundam series are like a little bit bad. But like we do not have a ton of range here. Like the 1 to 3 1700 is not bad, but we only get 8 shots of it. And then we have like 2 1-ranged attacks, and we also have to wait for a little bit. This is like decently high damage, but I don't like just having 1-range attacks. If we're going to have them, like, give them the 3500 damage that the Zambot has. If you know anything about G Gundam, you will know what the like other part of these units we've not talked about is, but it doesn't improve them that much. You'll notice I casually skipped over one. That's because, oh man, as much as I said we're going to use Gundam pilots, I don't know how much the Bolt Gundam's going to last us. I think, like, maybe arguably one of the worst units in the game, period. The Bolt Gundam is trying to be a defensive unit in a pool of agility and dodge based. Yeah, trying to be a like an armor tank rather than a dodge tank, despite everything else sort of being scaled around it being a dodge tank. It's pitifully slow. He has 5 movement, which is not good enough. We got 3 attacks. We do have a 2 to 4 range one, but it's not 1 range. We're stuck using this 1900 for 1 range. It's just really unfortunate. I'm gonna try and use him some, but I think he's probably spec'd the worst out of all of them. And we'll look at it a little bit more in depth later. But for now, I'm mostly just happy to like A, have this music playing, and B, have an excuse to try to assert my opinion of G Gundam's superiority over Gundam Wing. Which does, I don't think Gundam Wing is actually bad. Like, I think it does get very good later. I think it just takes a minute. And, it does not necessarily have the best of showings in this game. Also, notice all of those fireworks going off. Look at all those rivalry bonuses. We get so much bonus damage from being next to each other. It's unreal. How much? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we can't actually get out of their range. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can we get on that building? We can get on that building. Superb. Who's hurt? Yeah, let's patch the Zambot up. What are we looking for? Oh boy, he's not getting a level anytime soon. Okay. So much for that hope of getting the extra blessings. Oh, they only have a 1 to 4 range. Okay. We could have gotten attack in with Saichi. That's okay. Does Hero have... No. Hero's cheap skill is self-destruct. I think it's a bit of an underrated skill. I get why. It's like... I only say a bit. I don't think it's this, like, new game ending, like, the game you've cracked the game with it, but oh, okay, hold on. We can give him one or two. So we're not actually gonna, yeah, this will take us down, we get two, okay. This will take us down to 40 SP. So we got 2 shots of getting experience. We could give it to anybody with that skill, but we must have been over a tile. Yeah, here we go. Okay, we can probably get it. We can get it. I was worried because the Zambot enemies were just not giving him a lot. But I guess that's true. The Zambot enemies are at your team's average level. The G Gundam enemies are 2 levels above, so we do get a lot more out of it. How much difference is there? There's 400 funds difference between the armies and the birdies, so we do want to spend our bless on taking out the birdies instead of the death armies. For clarity's sake, these ones we're fighting right now are the armies, and the ones with wings that are hanging in the back are the birdies. Oh look how much Argo can't do. I guess I did forget to mention that until we hit 110 morale, he only has 1 to 2 range. Him taking 300 damage from what is like maybe some of the worst enemies in the game is also not that much of an accomplishment. I guess we also literally have not seen any of this yet, so back to animations on. I really like the Death Army designs. Yeah, look, George took 500 when support defending. Argo just is not it, I don't think. Should we took 1,000? Yeah, because support defense does offer the person who's using the support defense a buff as if they are they act as if they are also using the block input during combat. But like, still 900 is like not very much. We're happy if we can get a tanker truck. We drive a semi and Optimus Prime shows up. No, we're happy if we can get a tanky unit to get to triple digits. At all, like in general. So the fact that these are starting by doing triple digits against like not defensive enemies, I think is maybe the standout here. I think this scenario makes Argo look better than he actually is. Okay, we've got 5 of them. Actually, how many shots of money we got? Oh, we've got so much cash. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here. How many enemies are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we can get 3 of these without having blessing on. Or fortune on. Fa, for some reason you are on combat duty today. Now let's give her... We'll give her this one. She probably wants a support attack though. Does she still have... Oh, she does even still have flash on. That's not within 4 range. Okay. We'll get closer. Let's make sure it's finished off from here. We also haven't seen the Nadeshko attack, so this won't be the worst. Actually, yeah, let's mark that. We did 1400 with a unit that is defined as being, like, 4 support. Let's see how much Argo does when he attacks. I really love the gravity weapon look in this game. I think it looks so cool. I think it really leads in on the visuals that are sort of associated with the GBA. Oh right, we can get more. We can get more than I said because what's George looking like? 103. All right, maybe not. We're not going to get to that. I don't think we're going to get to that Rose attack this time. We also need to not use Fortune for 1 so we can have the main character show off the thing. Okay. We have 40 kills. You can see it as the second number at the top of the screen. Hold on, I need to take a drink. I'm dying. And I can believe that, despite not having a live chat, y'all would be telling me to take more drinks of water anyway. Okay, we have 40 kills. This enemy would normally drop 1,000 funds when we kill them. The animation does not need to be on for this. I forgot to turn it off. We can watch the Death Army get just utterly ruined. Yeah, just colossal damage. We almost one-shot it. We got 1,100 funds. What's happening here? That's so strange. So every time you hit 40 kills, so 40, 80, 120, up 120, 160, and then 200, each time will give you 10% more funds from every kill, so up to a total of 50%. This does not stack with Bless, or this does not stack with Bless or Fortune, so like use it with that in mind. But when I hear people talk about this game, they always say that is they always say that fun boost is associated with the 2 ace bonuses, and like we clearly do not have a blue A on this screen anywhere. It'll be more noticeable once we get one. They'll be sitting over here, but it's based on your kill count. I think that dramatically changes what you like. It is 10 kills earlier, and it's 30 more. It's a 30% higher funds increase than previously known or previously stated, and that's a big deal. So we want to try and move the G Gundam team as a group. So we might like shift roughly in here somewhere, and then have them kill this after moving. We also don't need to kill everything this turn. I want to keep them together because it just increases damage by so much. So theoretically, we should give Argo the best shot he can have. And move him last. We know, we need to go full movement to get these kills. Or to get these shots off uncounter-attacked. As much as I complained about the different bits, the rose bits and the red lasers are just so good. What a fabulous map. Let's do... How do we want to do this? We want people to be at, like, right angles. Right, so, like, Chibbity here... Someone's gonna have to take a counterattack, and that's fine. And we want to get right angle so we can pop Argo in that right angle to give him 2 boosts rather than just 1. I respect the choice of going with an opening for G Gundam in general, but what is it? The title just has Ultimate somewhere in it. The Ultimate King of Hearts might be. It's the one where it's whatever dramatic scene needs to happen. It's definitely my preferred choice of song that Super Robot Wars has used for the G Gundam crew. I'm not going to be so pitiful as to give this to Argo to be like, see, he can get kills. Like, we'll give it to somebody else. But I do want to try and give him, like, as best of a shot as I can. Right. He can't even get over it. Okay. So it's actually, on the other hand, can get even past, can get farther beyond them. Let's risk and give the blessing. We're getting 2 damage ups. I think this should be enough to kill. Yeah, sick. We didn't need to crit that. That was crucial, I think. Well, I'm not going to be turned off just for Argo. Oh man, I was going to record so many videos today, but I can feel my throat getting worse. This might be the only one. Not that that changes anything for you all, you'll still see it. You're going to see them in the same rough amount of time. We'll be done soon. They'll go down quickly. Okay. We want to try and weaken as many of these as we can. And then give our fortune blessing to Roiby to hit all of them at the same time. Does he have Valor yet? Oh, he even has... Oh, whoops, that was my mistake. I forgot that he got fortune. Oh well. Ooh, Amuro does have mercy. Okay, that'll be relevant. Probably more for this one. Yeah, see, so we put it to 10 HP. It feels weird to have a skill that intentionally doesn't kill things, but if you want to, like, be cheeky about getting XP, or funds, it's the way to do it. We can attack him there, yeah. We might end up wasting it our funds a little bit. Hold on, let's double check. We've still got 2, 3 uses here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 uses. We're gonna get these 4 from 1. So we've got 7 uses after that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We even have a spare one. I know this seems silly to, like, fuss over this, but this amount of funding, but it really does add up. A couple extra thousand is a big difference. We don't get to replay anything, so any amount that I can grab, I'm going to care about trying to get. Turn off the animations. I need to remember to turn. I gotta get like a little like flip board that I can like rotate, keep them on, turn them off, keep them on, turn them off. Keep forgetting. Great. What else are we looking at? Okay. This one's set. This one is not prepared yet. That one also has not been prepared yet. I think the 2 battleships can probably lower this soldier, or this army. We can give Hero Persist. Let's make sure he's not in blast radius. Okay. If he was, it would not be that big a deal. Yeah, this should be fine. I didn't begin. One day I'll be good at this. Today is not that day. And, like, maybe everyone's, like, screaming at me, but, like, can't you cut it in post? I'm, like, at least for right now, because of how my schedule is, I'm trying to do as little editing on these as possible. Once we get some more traction, I can, like, do this more all the time. We can put some more effort into editing them. I do have a plan for like a scripted video. Next scenario, maybe I'll talk about it a little bit more next scenario, just because next scenario is going to be, I loathe it. It's maybe my least favorite in the game. Not because it's hard or anything, just specifically because of how that's going to work. How the scripted video would work. So I guess look forward to that. Okay, everyone's at a low enough life total that I think this should be good. So this should be giving us 4,000, and it should, if we didn't have Blessing, it would be giving us, or we didn't have Fortune, it would be giving us 4,000. We're going to get 8,000 because of it. Incredible. We also maybe should have considered putting on the EXP buff on there, too. With that said, that also adds to... No, it still adds to our kill count a normal amount. It only adds to our morale, as if we had killed one enemy. They don't let you get extra morale out of that for some reason. Oh, whoops. Did not expect the getter to just one-shot that. That's fine. Yeah, I think we got this next turn. What turn are we on? Turn 6. We can finish it by turn 7. That's not the worst. I don't think it's necessarily the best. That would also be a real fun video. Maybe I will do it. Maybe I will make like a video series of me trying to learn the LTCs, or trying to figure out some LTCs for this. I don't know if there's like already we have all the LTCs for these games routed already. I know some of the older ones do. I also know that many of those don't work. Like the LTC for 3 and for EX. Do not work on the complete box ones. Like, the game has just changed so much that they are not functional for it. Ooh. Also, I think all of the G Gundam pilots have counter. Not at like an incredibly high level. I think no one's is going to be the highest at some point for obvious reasons. But we can't counter that. That's fine. We'll take a look at him when we actually get to do damage on him. Okay. I am going to take down the other enemies first, because I do believe they are going to go away if we do not. So... Now, we may have buggered this because these fortunes are so far away. The fortune users are. Well, Falcon get that one. Okay. Only for one. We want to see what the birdie looks like. They just sort of, like, slapped the head and torso onto a different robot. I love how, like, chimerical and, like, Frankensteinian they feel. Which makes sense if you're familiar with the series. They're, like... They're robots that are, like, kind of alive. They're kind of growing. So, I think the visual styling makes good sense there. Alright, we're gonna let Saisaiji No, we actually want to advance everybody. One, two, three. Okay, the getter can get in with its big attack. I do want to advance everybody because that means we can have them adjacent for the purposes of getting those rivalry bonuses. Okay. We got enough energy left for that. Do we need to bullseye? We do not need to bullseye. Great. Does Vega still have one left? Vega does still have one left. Superb. We don't need to see the Mazinger. We're here for karate robots. Just to be safe. We'll also get, like, even if it's chip XP, double chip XP still does add up, especially on a boss. I guess we'll turn animations off, back on again. I know I keep oscillating back and forth. I'm just trying to save a little bit of time. These videos get long. So this is one of the Devil Gundam forms we're going to be fighting. We do get to see all three of its forms over the course of this game, and these are eventually going to turn into just regular enemies. So it's definitely defensive. It does have an HP regen, so we want to try and do this as fast as possible. Its two parts are more armor and more defense, or more armor and more HP. And also it has a magnetic coating, so we can dodge a little better for some unknowable reason. It's really more so that you can get it. We are going to do double damage. It's also a little fitting that the Getter pilots are going to get to do this. They tend to get connected in the stories with the G Gundam pilots too. Okay, we're cool. 1, 2. Nope. I don't think. Yeah, I can't hit from here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can stand behind Saisaichi and do that. Does it have potential? Let's see. I don't think. Wrong thing? No, he does not have potential. So, potential is a skill that, depending on how high of a level it is, as it gets of a higher level, you will get more armor from having lower HP. So, a higher level of potential means we do want to hit them for a couple big chunks of damage rather than chipping them down. Okay. So did you see that really big fire that happened there? That's because the Shining Gundam went into super mode, so we actually unlocked a couple of extra attacks. This 3200 definitely packs a punch. We need to be at 130 morale for it, which is a bit of a bummer. It also takes 60 energy, so again, we're only getting 3 shots out of it. It's slow. The one real big benefit is that we get 1 extra movement. So if we can getting more... once we get 10 more SP, we can just use this twice, and then we can jump to 120 real fast. But getting the ace bonuses to give us 10 more starting means we could use it twice and then immediately go to 130 morale. Yeah, this music. I don't think this is necessarily the best version of it. Which is worth saying, because I kind of I think this might be my favorite version of the basic Mazinger music. At least so far from what I heard. I've not listened to the entire series. Where was the excellence going? Oh, it's gonna. We do not have movement on her. We also can't grant movement. Oh, Super Robot Wars Neo, my beloved. I miss you so. We got... For note, you can give people Excel in that game, and it's just incredible. Let's have the main character up. We'll see where we are, and then I need to use George last just to know who we're going to put the blessing on. Or, yeah, who we're going to put bless on. And then Argo is bringing up the rear. I think the Getter could probably do it from here. That was a pretty cool dodge. I do like that the dodges are a little bit more unique rather than just having like a singular dodge animation. But they do give a couple of different shots. And like, I get that it's just like the PNG sliding around a little bit more, but I just think it's neat. We can also, there's no reason not to try and daunt him. Just to make sure. He does not have one right now. Every time, having the extra parts option on the bottom really gets me every single time. Oh yeah, no, the Getters. As the saying goes, we believe in Getter. I would be a little more dramatic if I, A, wasn't on microphone and don't want to be screaming into your ears, and B, if I didn't want to, like, exacerbate me potentially being sick, with the hopes of being able to record another video tonight. Let's see, could it just have done 15,000 to start? Could it just have one-shot it entirely? No, but... we're really chunking them. And 16,000. It instantly drops 8,000 funds, so that's like a full proper upgrade. That might be someone's entire energy bar, like every single pimple on the energy bar. We gotta get through this story. I don't think this one's a phenomenally long one. I'm hoping we have enough funds to start investing into some of our G Gundam pilots. I'm not decided which one it's going to be yet. I think I might try and go for Domon, just because he is the main character, and I feel like I did not give him a good enough shake last playthrough. And we'll see. I think in like 10 scenarios, we'll see why giving him upgrades is sort of doubling our money in terms of upgrades. What else? Oh, yeah. You'll notice a conspicuous lack of a unit. We're gonna just like cycle through everybody quick. You'll notice that one wingy boy is missing. We only got Hero for that stage. He is going to join us at some point, but for right now, he is coming in and out of the party, which feels like that fits a little bit better with how the wing plot works. I do think they handle the plot integration for these games really well, even though we're not like talking about the plot that much. When we see other wing pilots, they're also going to show up for a little bit and then leave, and then show up for a little bit and then leave. Eventually, we will get them all. But I think that's. It feels appropriately characterizing in a game that could really just be like playing around with spreadsheets. So I think it's gonna have to be it for me. I can feel my throat getting worse. Bummer. I want to do the next one. Well, look forward to the next one. It's a bit of a doozy. We are going to see an upgrade for our main character finally, which is fun. Maybe we'll talk about her. We'll talk about that unit when we get to it. But we also start seeing a little bit more combinatory problems. We're gonna see the Gundam X enemies back. in addition to a new faction we haven't really interacted with yet. But we can take a look at that next time. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. I know I'm a bit of an awkward duck, but I think these games are really important. Especially we got to see like the thing that catalyzed this all today. Catalyze was the word I was trying to figure out earlier. So hopefully, at the very least, even if you're like, we'll tolerate the guy, but the information's good. Hopefully, you learned like a small thing or two about these games. As always, if you got any thoughts, pop them down in the comments. I'll be happy to take a look. I'm always happy to chat about these games. And I will see you in the next one.